What's going on, everybody? This is Sai from Forge Physio. Today we're going to go over seated tibial rotations. So knee joint is not just a hinge joint like a door, and that's what most people think of when they think of a knee joint. It's just a hinge that opens and closes. We have a lot of rotation that has to happen, and a lot of times if you're someone that's coming off of some sort of orthopedic type injury and that knee starts to get stiff on you, maybe you're getting a fusion inside the joint or you're getting kind of residual limb swelling. If you're just trying to force knee flexion, typically it's going to create a lot of irritability. So we want to be able to train that tibial rotation. So one of my favorite ways to do this is simply sitting up against a wall. So I'm not trying to hold myself upright. And then I'm going to slide my heel back to where I start to get a little bit of tightness. So say in this position, I'll turn sideways so you guys can see it in just a second, but say that starts to create a little bit of stiffness in my leg. What I like to do is I like to add the tibial rotation to where I'm rotating out and I'm rotating in. And if you look at my knee's not moving at all because I want my foot to be the one that's driving the rotation. So my heel's on the ground, I'm rotating my foot across my body as far as I can, pausing, and then I'm going to rotate my foot out as far as I can, and I'm going to pause. Rotate in, rotate out. So that's one way that we can do it. The second way you can do it is you can plant your foot on the ground and not move your foot, and then I can keep my entire foot flat and I can drive my knee out, and I can keep my foot flat and I can drive my knee in. For a lot of people, this is going to create irritation in the front of the hip, so it's not one that we prescribe a lot, but it's just a different way because if my foot is planted and my femur is rotating out, it's going to create a rotation moment or kind of like force into that knee joint in either direction. You're not going to get nearly as much motion as you would if you were just driving into the foot. Okay, so that's the tibial rotation component. If I go from the side and kind of prop myself up here, I'm going to rotate out as far as I can, and I'm rotating in as far as I can. And again, I'm keeping in mind that I'm not moving my thigh around if it's my foot that's driving the motion. And then what should happen is you should be able to scoot your foot back a little bit and have less residual tightness that goes on in that knee joint. The other thing that we can do is we can put pressure through our heel. So instead of just sitting here with my weight down and just kind of going mindlessly through these rotations, is I can put a little bit of pressure in through my heel to where I'm kind of pushing my heel down through the floor, rotate out, rotate in. And when I say pressure, I'm not thinking about pushing my leg away from me. I'm thinking about pushing down into the floor and maybe even slightly pulling back a little bit. That's going to get my hamstrings to fire, which are going to be the muscle groups that's going to aid in that tibial rotation. So again, find the position for you that's comfortable to where you feel a little bit of tension. Add the rotation. Typically we'll go 10 rotations in each position, scoot back an inch or two, and then retest 10 rotations in each position. And eventually what you should find is as you bring that knee back, you should get less and less stiffness in the knee joint as we restore more of that rotation.